Hey guys, what's going on? Before we get into today's video, if you see a little bit of a change in clothing, that is because I did not have enough time to fit in the little Q&A section into the last video I did for E3 Part 1 T-Talk, so that's why there's a little bit of change. I wanted to discuss a lot of the Nintendo stuff. If I did do all of this in one video, it would be about like 30 minutes long. So yes, the Q&A will be at the end of this video, which is where you'll see the change of clothes, and we're going to get into all of the Nintendo stuff right now, so let's go. What's going on, you guys? It's your Huggable Hipster here. Welcome back to our discussion on E3. This is E3 T-Talk Part 2. I'm very excited to be discussing more because I need to talk more about Nintendo. Nintendo was not really brought up as much in the first episode that I did, which is why I decided to do a part 2. The first thing I really wanted to mention in the Nintendo world, the Nintendo universe, is Pokemon Sword and Shield, which is getting a release date of November 15th, 2019. I'm very excited about this, actually. Being a die-hard Pokemon fan for many a year, I can honestly say that I am stoked to see how this plays. I do not have a Switch. I know, kawaii sad face. I do not have a Switch yet, but I am planning on getting one. I am. I really want to get like the limited edition Eevee or Pikachu one. That will be everything. This is the 8th generation of the Pokemon franchise, which is still mind-blowing to me, and it is the first main game in the series that they're doing. So I'm really excited about this. It'll give a whole new cast of characters, even players who are going to be playing in the Pokemon world who have not gotten to play Pokemon yet. Guys, still remember when I got my first set of Pokemon cards. It had a Squirtle, it had a Pikachu, it had a Bulbasaur, and a Charmander. The classic starters. Back in my day, there were 151 Pokemon. But like with every T-Talk, there are going to be articles. Now, there were not articles last time because I took notes from the conference that I saw on Twitter Live, but there are going to be articles from this episode because I wanted to gather bits and pieces of information that you guys might find interesting, so all of that will be down in the description below for your viewing pleasure. But alas, all is not well in the world of Pokemon. A lot of fans are actually downvoting the playthrough that was shown at E3 of Nintendo Day. Surprisingly enough, a lot of people on Reddit, which I don't dive into, I never dove into Reddit, that's just a world I don't want to get involved with. It's massively downvoted on YouTube for some reason. I don't see why. I mean, the developers went into a lot of work trying to decide and figure out how they were going to do this game. Why, you might ask? This is the reason. Now, according to one of the articles I acquired, there is a hashtag that has been going around called Bring Back National Dex, which is referring to not being able to have a full Pokedex of the Pocket Monsters. It's basically you're getting a limited Pokedex, if that makes sense. It states here in the article that the hashtag is referring to an ongoing Pokemon feature where the players are allowed to have a full Pokedex of monsters once they've beaten the main game. I don't like calling them monsters, it's just like calling them Pokemon. That's what they are, cute little adorable creatures, but technically they are Pocket Monsters. Whenever there's a new set of games, they introduce new monsters, and the title will limit you to that repertoire, helping you get to know the new cast, but this is only temporary. Eventually, you can import your full collection to the game in question. Next up is news that I know a lot of you want to hear about is Animal Crossing. Animal Crossings is one of those games that I just recently heard about back, I think, last year, when a lot of people were like, oh my god, they might do a remake, oh my god, there might be a remake of Animal Crossings. I never really got into the game. Even last year when I heard about it, I was like, oh, okay, let's see what this is. Looked up a few playthroughs, and it's basically kids. What look like kids. Now, I'm not guessing how old they are here, but would look like kids who are on a deserted island helping animals. So it's kind of like giving me Noah's Ark vibes without the Ark and without Noah. But, you know, it's giving me that we're gonna help animal vibe. So, which is basically what you're doing. It's a really adorable looking game, honestly. I really think it looks so cute. You guys are going to have to wait till next year because the release date has been delayed to March 20th of 2020. Now, it states here in the article that I acquired that New Horizons will begin with players boarding the Nook Inc. charter, which will ferry them to a deserted island where they'll set up tents and establish their own town. As you're settling into the new island home, you'll take part in traditional Animal Crossings activities such as shaking trees and catching fish. This time, you'll also be able to craft tools and furniture using materials you collect on the island at Tom Nook's workbench. Now, with this, it's very much kind of like, I don't know, if the Sims game had a little kid, I feel like this would be it. not to downplay what the series is, because I know that there are a lot of fans of the game who are watching this, so I don't want to downplay it at all. For me, not my kind of game, but I can understand how people can get attached to a series like this. It's really cute. It has a lot of potential behind it. Not to say that it's not already a massive thing, because it is. It's a massive company. It's a massive game that they've created from back in 2001. I can understand the hype. I can understand the love behind this series. I mean, hell, if Silent Hill 2 were getting a remake, I knew I would be just as excited, because look at me trying to mention Silent Hill 2 getting a remake. Just saying. Now, they also state here in the article that the delay was least in part to ensure the development team maintains a healthy work-life balance, which I mean, they probably had some kinks in the game. They wanted to work it out, so they wanted to come up with that excuse to say that, hey, we're still working on the game, but we want to say something, that we're still working on it, but we want to say this just so you guys know that we're working on it. Like, they don't have to. Okay, it's probably true, and that's probably me being very nitpicky, like always. But to say that the delay is because they have so they can have a good work-life balance, I mean, that's kind of besides the point. You don't need to mention that. Just say, hey, we're still in process of working on this. We want to be able to make sure that it's the best product possible for you guys. So that's why we're making the delay. So I can understand that. This is the gaming community. We are used to having delays. That's an okay thing. Just, say that, hey, be blunt about it. We're having a delay because we're having either technical issues or because we want to make this product perfect for you guys, which is great, honestly. So if you guys are excited about Animal Crossings, leave a comment down below. Let me know why you enjoy the game and why I should probably play it, because honestly, there are a lot of games that grab my attention, whether it be a horror game, an indie game, whatever it is. I'm down to try anything. So let me know down in the comments below if Animal Crossings is something that you guys think I should try. Next up is something I think you guys are going to be interested in, is Luigi's Mansion 3 coming out for the Switch. And it's getting a mid-October release, which, I mean, Luigi's Mansion, come on. This is one of the main reasons why I've always wanted to get a Switch, is to play Luigi's Mansion. I've never gotten to play it before. I know. There's also Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order, which is also for the Switch. A lot of these games that are coming out are for the Switch. There's also Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, which I mentioned in the previous Tea Talk that we're going to be diving into. I'm so excited about this sequel. I'm very, very excited. I love Zelda for such a long time. I've loved the games. I've loved the entire series. I just want there to be a spot in the community where Zelda can always live, and it looks like that's actually coming to fruition. There's also Fire Emblem Three Houses, which is also coming out for the Switch. Daemon X Machina is also for the Switch, and there's also, wait for it, Astral Chain, which is also coming out for the Switch. So anybody who is a fan of Astral Chain, you're gonna get it on the Switch, and you are in for a bit of luck. So yay, hashtag you're breathtaking. But there were a lot of amazing announcements for Nintendo. There were a lot of amazing announcements as far as Animal Crossings go, as far as Pokemon goes, as far as Mario goes. Like, Luigi's Mansion is something I'm so excited for. I cannot wait to see playthroughs of it, and honestly, I hope Jacksepticeye or Markiplier play through it, because that is their kind of game. Like, I really think they would thoroughly enjoy it. Next up, you guys are gonna see me in a change of clothes for the Q&A, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful Friday. Please be sure to check out my other videos, and if you guys like my face and what I do, please be sure to subscribe, hit that bell down below so you never miss out on a video. Stay casually nerdy, you guys, and here is the Q&A. See ya. Now we're going to get into some questions. Now, the beginning of the week, I believe, I asked you guys to send me in some questions that you all want to know about E3, anything really just gaming related. So we're going to dive into the 3 that I picked right now from just a cluster. I mean, you guys really... You left so many questions. Lies. This one is from Peter. You've seen the rest of E3. What game has you the most excited? Oh gosh. You see, it's between Ori and the Will of Wisps and Ghostwire Tokyo. Oh gosh. I'm gonna have to go with Ghostwire Tokyo. Ghostwire Tokyo is just... it has me so excited, and I am biased because it is being directed by Shinji Mikami. So yeah, I'm gonna say Ghostwire Tokyo. This one is from Irish Drew. Thank you so much for submitting your question, and he asks, now you have seen the show, what are your thoughts on the future of the gaming industry? That's a really good question. My thoughts on the gaming industry are, it's all gonna be cloud-based. I mean, we're seeing Orion, we're seeing Google Stadia. We're seeing just so many different cloud platforms that are coming about in the industry. I think that that's going to be the way of gaming. Probably not in it'll probably be in my lifetime, like in my 50s or 60s or so, but not right away. Like, it's getting there, but it's not there yet. I feel like we're amping up for something of where we're not going to need consoles anymore, like the Xbox, the you know, the PlayStation. Those consoles not going to be in existence anymore. It's going to be all cloud based. Think about it. If you have a terabyte, 2 terabytes of storage, a massive hard drive, really, really good computer speed, like I'm talking like a really good computer speed, it's going to be almost not necessary to need this big hunk of metal, this big hunking thing known as a console. So for me, what I think the direction that the gaming industry is going to go in is going to be all cloud-based gaming. The next question comes from Allison, and she asks, can you go more in depth on why you think PlayStation wasn't at E3? This is the question that could quite possibly either make or break my YouTube channel. That's a really good question. I know I've gone into it in bits and pieces in other videos and other T-Talks that I've done, but the main reason why I don't think that that PlayStation was at E3 is simply because they have their own event that they are working on. It could be, some tea, it could be some drama that's going on between them and different companies, different sponsors, what have you. But even there were a lot of people who said that it wasn't E3 without PlayStation there. So, I mean, even Xbox was saying that as well. So there was definitely some people who were missing the platform and missing the people who were running, like Konami. I know that he was probably supposed to be there at the conference. If he was, and I wasn't aware of it, please let me know down in the comments. But I don't think he was there at E3 this year. The main thing, and one of the reasons, there are many reasons why, like I said, I don't think PlayStation was there this year, but one of the reasons is because so many people are expecting The Last of Us Part 2 to be done. It's not done yet. So a lot of people are kind of mad at that, and I feel as if there would be excuse my French, but a shitstorm that PlayStation would have to encounter if they were at the conference. So that's one of the big issues that they're going to have if they have went there. Do I think that they're working on their own conference, that they're working on their own thing to get people involved? Yeah. Do I think it's a bit of a stab in the back to E3? Of course I do. There's so many things that I think PlayStation could have done differently to go about this situation instead of saying, hey, we're making our own conference, let's just get this bread, fam. I feel like when they did that, it kind of left a bad taste in everybody's mouth. But, people didn't care. These are gamers, we're inclusive. we're an inclusive bunch. Unless you go to, different Call of Duty forums, then, I would stay away from that part of gaming. I would stay away from some of the Call of Duty forums. They can get a little bit nasty. Overall, the gaming community is welcoming. We're not, oh God, I'm gonna get in a lot of trouble. We're not like the makeup community at times. We actually like to understand the reasons and causations behind certain things. We don't like to cause drama just for the sake of drama's sake. That's not how we roll. So for there to be actual drama in this community that's big enough to shake the grounds of a convention that's been around for a long ass time, it's quite groundbreaking, honestly. PlayStation not being at this conference will be something that will go down in the gaming history books, if you will. It's something that I feel was not a smart move on PlayStation's part, whether it be because of The Last of Us Part 2 not being released, whether it be because Death Stranding is a very iffy topic for a lot of people to discuss, and people are still questioning the game. They're still questioning Konami's motives. I know I'm questioning the game a lot because you see Norman Reedus in the game. You guys saw my my thoughts and how I felt about Norman Reedus being in the game because he was supposed to be in PT Silent Hills, which got canceled, and I feel like if he was there, he would just keep getting questions asked of him about PT Silent Hills. Why is Norman Reedus in this game? Are you trying to do something that you weren't able to accomplish with Silent Hills? Are you trying to do this? Are you trying to do that? So I feel like there's a lot that's gonna that would have happened not in a good way if PlayStation were there. So in a sense, maybe it was a good thing that PlayStation wasn't at this E3 conference. Let things blow over. They might be there next year. I really honestly don't know if they're going to be here next year. If they are there next year, then they're probably going to be releasing more PS4 exclusives. And that's the main hype behind PS4 anyway. It's just the exclusives like Spider-Man, Death Stranding, Last of Us. You know, it's really about those exclusives. It's not really about anything else. You have a lot of great games. You have a lot of great things with PS4. But those are my thoughts. Those are my reasonings why I don't think PlayStation was at the conference. There's a lot of drama. There's a lot of stuff going around. It was probably smart on their smart move on their part to not go and say, hey, let's let things die down for a little bit. We've made a lot of promises that we didn't keep, so let's just cool down for a little bit. Stay in our lane, stay in our corner, and just work on stuff until we actually can say, here's a tangible product that we've finished. Have at it.